Let me get the link. But yeah, I mean, I kind of feel it though. I like Jalen Hurts a lot though. I hate the hatred that he gets, but man, he don't make it easy to be a Hurts defender sometimes though. Like that whole first half of the what you call it game, bro, of the Packers game last week. Like that Joker looked bad. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like that. Did you watch the Packers game when they played?
No, God no. I don't
Oh,
watch the Packers.
okay, that's your problem. See, didn't your people tell you it's better to eat too much than talk too much? I told you about that, Sean. Lock in.
You think you the ish. You're not even the fart, bro.
Hey, pause that. You know, we definitely live. You
Oh,
got
we
the
live.
girls.
Why you
Yeah.
say nothing, bro? Hold on,
I
hold
hadn't
on.
started yet. I'm just getting the link. I hadn't started yet. I just had to get the link.
Why did you go live? We ain't started yet, bro.
Because they won't give me a link until we actually go live. I
Oh,
do this every week.
no,
I do this every week.
bro.
Don't act brand new. I always go like a
You
few
gotta get.
minutes.
Hey, you gotta give that iCarly timer, bro. That 5, 4, 3,
Who I look like
2.
Freddie to you?
Yes, bro. That's what you gotta do, bro.
Imagine.
I was saying so crazy till I looked up, seen that red line.
Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead. Let's hop into it. What's up, man? We got some people in here already, man. Sherm, real quick. Super Bowl favorite. Overreact though.
Ooh. Buffalo Bills.
Okay, nice overreaction. Finesse Super Bowl favorite. Overreact.
Seahawks.
Oh God.
No, I'm just
Oh, you
playing.
were about
Just
overreaction.
playing.
Overreaction. Yeah.
Oh, my
I'm good.
fault. You already know. LA Chargers. Bolt up.
Ooh, wrong both up. My Super Bowl overreaction. 1,000%. Shoot, hey man. You know my boy back, man. Derek Carr back. He saw. Look, this what happened. Look, P game. He saw that Spencer Rattler was doing all right during the preseason. He got nervous. He had to turn up. But man, let's hop into it, man.
That what you think?
I don't know. You feel me? He ain't played this
You see,
good.
they said Derek Carr only balls out in election years.
Chill.
Hey, it's looking pretty true. Man, let's hop into it, man. Welcome back to another episode of The Lounge. I'm your host, Lounge Heavyweight Champ Jay. And you know, we back in this thing, man. To my right, we got the man, the myth, the legend, he's Sherman Kamara today. How you feeling today, Sean?
Man, I feel terrible because Alvin Kamara just shredded me in fantasy, put a 45 on my head, but shout out to the kid, man.
Dang, I
What's
played you. And I had 30 points on the bench. We should have lost by more. And coming down below me, we got the 11-time kickball champ himself, avid Atlanta Falcons fan. We got my boy, Mr. Lucius Left Foot, a.k.a. Rico. What's going on in the building, man? How you doing?
I'm good, y'all boy, man. Feeling good.
Did you say rise up?
Oh, you know what time it is? Rise up. Big rise up. Big
Ah,
dirty bird.
ah.
I don't know what that was. But we'll take it up.
Big Bird take a doodle on your window.
All that.
Hey man, let's hop right into it though, man. We got to start it off with some impressive. So let me know, man. Overreaction. Let's just start here, man. Is it panic time for a few 0-2 teams, man? So let's start off here with the Ravens. And as you gave me such a hard time breaking the Ravens during during our rankings, by the way. Just for them to start out 0-2, what's going on? You gotta tell me.
To be fair though, they've had plenty of seasons where they started like that and got right. I'm not really worried about it. I'm just be honest with
you. I'm a little bit worried.
I'm worried.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm worried about how they finish games though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be real.
That's part of it, man. You got guys that ain't even showing up, man. Mark Andrews is looking like a left tackle right now. He ain't even, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
looking like extra blocker, man. Ain't gonna lie.
My boy just showed up to block. The offensive line is not looking great. I know we didn't have a lot of high standards for Derrick Henry, but you know, I thought Derrick Henry would look a lot better than what he's been looking so far. I don't know if I
I'm
was just delusional.
I'm very worried about the Ravens, man. It's not the fact that they're 0-2, it's the way that they're 0-2. Okay, you want to talk about the Chiefs game? Okay, yeah. That was a coin flip game. We'll give you that loss. But you can't go out the next week against the Raiders at your home opener. I think they were at what, 16 points at one point in the
They
game.
were they were up a
They held
good bit.
they held Devontae Adams to nothing in the first half, and then you go out and you blow a lead to Gardner Minshew. I mean, they can't run the ball. Their defense looks awful. I'm very concerned if I'm a Ravens fan right now, especially when you look at their upcoming schedule. It's pretty tough, in the next couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
they
I
got
think
a
they got
tough
to play the
schedule.
Bills. They're playing the Bills, who look pretty tough. They play the Bengals in a couple weeks, and it's one more team I'm not thinking of right now. But I'm very concerned about the Ravens.
They also play the Cowboys this upcoming week.
The Cowboys, that's another tough game. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm looking around. You might mess around, be 1-4.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to see them finishing this month out. Besides, I think they end up being maybe 1-3. I think they got a chance to beat the Cowboys, but if the Bills fire on all cylinders, and I know we're not talking about the Bills right now, but kudos to Von Miller for beating them wash allegations at least for one more week. But just being honest though, if I'm the Ravens, I'm worried like significantly about one offensive line health. They let go of all their older offensive linemen to bring in newer ones, and these newer ones are getting fried. Lamar looked like, some plays Lamar looked like Bryce Young out there trying to run around. So I kind of feel bad for him. The defense is doing as much as they can. I'm just gonna be honest. The defense is doing as much as they can. They've always been a staple type of thing on defense. And man, the defense is, the third in sacks right now. So they're getting to the passer. They don't allow a whole bunch of rushing yards. They're only allowing like 50 rushing yards a game. But then they're allowing 200 and something passing yards a game. I know it's only 2 games, but through 2 games, they have the worst passing defense in the league right now. So it's just some stuff that just has to be adjusted. And they're gonna blame it all on Lamar, regardless of how well he's playing. They're gonna blame it all on Lamar. But it is what it is on that one.
And another thing that concerns me about the Ravens, Justin Tucker. That used to be a big weapon for him, Justin Tucker. But you look at the Chiefs game, he missed some field goals. You look at the Raiders game, he missed field goals. The Raiders game, they lost by 3. Justin Tucker missed a field goal. You know what I'm saying? He makes that. It's a whole different ball game. So
Yep.
it was one of the best kickers, most reliable kickers in the league. I don't know if it's just a funk that he's going through right now, but he is up there in age. We might see a little bit of regression from him. You take that weapon away from Baltimore, and now they're looking kind of regular for sure.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. Um, I guess final thing about the Ravens, y'all just got to get it together. Y'all got to play better. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but man, you just got to play better. You can't come into this season y'all saying, "Oh, we got Lamar running back now." Da da da. Zay Flowers looking a little nice, whatever. But man, that's only gonna get you so far. Just honestly.
There's really a lack of like explosive plays, and kind of you look at the pass catchers. Yes, Zay Flowers. I mean, Zay Flowers is a nice receiver, but to me, he's not a number one. You know what I'm saying? And I look at what they had last year when they were flowing. They had Odell Beckham Jr., who, of course, he's not the same OBJ from the past, but I think they're kind of missing a little bit of what he was providing for them last year when he was healthy.
Odell is a viable threat, at least. He's a little older, but he has his moments where he has his games, and I feel like that's a guy that can at least win you a game.
He was a big part of their offense last year.
Exactly. But man, moving to the next team, the Bengals. I want to start here. Is it panic for the Bengals? Yes, but it's for all the wrong reasons. One, I have been an avid Joe Burrow hater for the longest, and you all know
You
this.
know,
Here you go.
I
Here
feel
you
like
go.
I feel like he is too overhyped to have the production that he's had, especially in the last 2 years. I feel like we're giving you a lot of credit. And but to be frank, this game is not on him. He did play a very good game. I'm just gonna be honest. I am a professional hater, but I'm just being real. His game is not fully on him. What I will say though, Jamar Chase, you have to do better. You
You
held
got to
out.
show up.
Exactly. You held out. You cried all that time to get your money, and you come out here with 5 targets, 4 receptions, and 35 yards.
I don't think his head in it, man. I ain't gonna lie.
It's not. It can't. I don't think he wants to be there. If I'm being honest, I don't think he wants to be there anymore.
I think he's upset personally that he didn't get his contract. But listen, when I look at the Bengals, I'm not really panicked because the way they came out in week 2 against the Chiefs looked a whole heck of a lot better than they did week 1, okay?
Yeah.
They looked like they did in week 1 again, I would have been panicked. But they went out there, they should have beat the Chiefs. Of course, there's that stupid penalty at the end, which it was PI. As a DB, you got to know you cannot commit that pass interference in that situation. But he did, and we move on. The Chiefs win. But personally, preseason, I picked the Bengals to come out of the AFC and make the Super Bowl. Part of why I did that is because they have a really, really soft schedule this year. And that's why I'm not really panicked about them because the Chiefs, let's be honest, the Chiefs is probably the toughest opponent they're going to face this year. I mean, you look at their next couple of weeks, they have the Commanders, who are just horrible on defense. You have the Panthers, you have the Ravens, Giants, Browns, Eagles, Raiders. So the Bengals have a good opportunity right now. T. Higgins, whether he comes back from that hamstring injury soon, they have a good opportunity to really rack off some wins here and get themselves back right. So I'm not really concerned about them. But if we go 0-3, we go 0-3. Yeah, we gonna talk about Mr. Burrow now.
Yeah, and amazing interception by my man Cam Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Cam
Hey,
Taylor
they got a
was
good defense too, which is
that
another
defense.
reason
They're the number one
I
pass
like
defense,
them.
number 2 pass defense in the league right now.
They've been balling out on defense. It's just listen, their past 2 losses have come down to bang bang plays, and it's the NFL. That happens pretty much every game. It comes down to one bounce of the ball. It's a game of inches, right? But I'm not really concerned about the Bengals because the way they came out against the Chiefs, they look a whole heck of a lot better. They look like the team that has made deep playoff runs before.
Yeah, but I will say this though. We talked about kicking. McPherson also missed the extra point that game. They lost by 1. They could have got, you know what I'm saying? Could have got you in overtime. So that's just all it is. It's just little stuff that can get you a little bit further than where you are. We always talk about it's the little stuff that matters. Is it panic? Is it panic time for the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams? After losing 41-10 to a dysfunctional, I feel like I like Kyler Murray, but I'm starting to get to the point where I don't think he's horrible, but I definitely see him more on the average tier than I do on the superstar. You know what I'm saying? On the upper echelon quarterback tier. So to let a quarterback who is realistically average come out, give y'all 266 yards and 3 touchdowns,
Who's
have a problem.
who's average?
I think that to me, Kyler Murray is falling more towards average the more I'm looking at him play. I like him as a quarterback, but I'm not sure if I'm banking on Kyler Murray winning me a Super Bowl. That's what I mean by.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's what I mean by I'm looking because I kind of want to go into this more later. Like Marv had a great game this game, but the way Kyler did in that first game rubbed me the wrong way because I'm pretty sure somebody had to talk with him because if you watch Kyler Murray, a lot of his offense is short to mid range. If he can't make it done with his feet, he want a quick pass, go get me some yards. He liked them fast receivers. To me, Marv is a great receiver, but Marv is not that. He's not fast. He's not quick. He's fast, but he's not quick. He take a little second to get up to speed, but once he get up there, he gonna make a play on the ball. He's a deep threat like we saw in this past game. So, Kyler, you got this arm. You need to get this man the ball. We know you can throw the ball. We've seen it. You missed the baseball. We know you can throw this ball. You need to get it to him. And we see what happens when he actually gets it to him. But kind of shifting back to the Rams, defense is lacking an identity. Aaron Donald gave you an identity. You knew what you were going to be. You knew he was going to light a fire behind everybody behind. That fire is not there. They tried to play him kind of like they played Detroit. You remember with Detroit, they cut off that middle of the field when they played against Detroit. That's why Amon-Ra didn't have a great game, but that's why Jamison Williams, who was a credible deep threat, had a great game. Because he can actually go get the ball, he can get upfield, he can make that kind of separation for himself. They run into another guy who's a good deep threat, and they get beat again. They couldn't stop the run. James Conner, consistent back, 21 of them 21 carries, 124 to it. This team just lacks a defensive identity. Then Cooper Kupp going down on offense. Matthew Stafford can only do so much, guys. The man's 48. He can only do so much.
But I get you.
But this puts me in panic mode because it's defense, man. You lack a defensive identity.
I don't think it's that complicated. If I'm the Rams, they've just dealt with so many injuries, and it's already week 2, and they've already had 3 guys on IR, excuse me, and like 20 others who are injured. I mean, I think that's just what it comes down to at the end of the day. Let me ask you this, Rico and Jay, y'all think they should shut down Matt Stafford and try to get a look at developing? I think Stetson Bennett is a backup. Because you look at the offensive line is decimated. They have no weapons. I don't want to put Matt Stafford back there behind the line just for him to get injured.
I don't think they do it right now, but let's say if it continues, maybe in a few weeks.
I definitely think Stetson Bennett should take some because I don't want to see Jimmy Garoppolo throw a football on my screen. I'm sorry. I definitely think that you should. Yeah, I think you should give it. I'm gonna be honest. Get it to about week 6 or 7. Just see just realistically see how you are, and then let Stetson Bennett come in and see what you have there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you just have to just go all out now. But like I said, you got 49ers this week. That's gonna be a test. You got the Bears. That should be somewhat simple.
That's 2 tough defenses, man. And their bye is week 6.
I think you should let Matt Stafford at least get you through the month of October before you start looking at, Stetson Bennett. Because like you said, you don't want to get Stafford out there, get him hurt, whatever. So I think you should let Stafford be the more experienced guy because you still realistically have a shot because it's so early in the season. Let Stafford work his magic a little bit. And if y'all looking bad by the time y'all play, the Dolphins or the Patriots, then we should look at, hey, Stetson Bennett, what you got going? Let's see how you looking. But I think it is. I don't think it's per se. I do think it's panic time. I'm gonna be honest. It's panic time. Matt Stafford ain't getting no younger. And we know what they can do. That's why this team is so scary. And this team, they're just like you said, they just beat up. One more offensive piece go down, we might be shipping the team off.
This team is looking shaky, though. I ain't gonna lie. The recent injuries, he's looking shaky.
I don't think their defense is as bad as you're saying. I thought their defense played pretty good against Detroit, actually. I think it's more so, kudos to the Cardinals and their game plan. Obviously division opponent, division games kind of get a little wonky sometimes, but I think the Cardinals just had a great game plan. They went through, they executed. And I think, honestly, once they saw Cooper Kupp go down, the Rams were I think the Rams had a mentality going into the game like we're going to lose anyway. So I don't think they necessarily had the best effort out there, I'll say. But, I think their defense is pretty solid. It's young, though. It's young. They have a lot of young players, not really a lot of inexperience. And it was weird because right before the season started, they traded one of their better linebackers away. It was kind of weird to see that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were surprised by that move. I think Ernest Jones. I don't want to butcher his name, but I think that's Ernest Jones was his name. But I think they're just young right now, and that's why I'm a big proponent. They just need to hand it over to the youth movement and just roll the ball till next year. Ball up top.
But the thing about it is, I think the thing that's kind of getting me, they had, like I said, they had a great game plan both games, but like we said, they shut down the middle, but once you got to them, you know what I'm saying. It's a game. Football is always going to be a game of layers more than anything else, and their over the top layer is bad. They do very good keeping stuff contained and underneath. Once it gets past that, it's you know what I'm saying.
It's up in the air.
Exactly. Next team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm. Mm.
I feel like they
Losing
kind of
to
been
the
in panic
Browns.
mode the last couple years
Right.
though.
Yeah, and I want to be critical of Trevor Lawrence so bad, but what are they giving him to work with? What you giving him to work with? Honestly, Calvin Ridley was there last year.
He could use
I
better
think he
target.
dropped like six. I think he dropped like 6 or 7 touchdowns last year for him. ETN is not horrible. You know what I'm saying? You got Brian Thomas Jr. as a wide receiver. Okay, let's see what he can do for us. But I don't trust Gabe Davis. You know, I
It's
don't.
the line more than anything, man.
Yeah, man, you got to
That
get
line
Trevor
is
Lawrence
getting
something to
worse
work with.
by the snap. I don't know what somebody must have said something to him, but they ain't used to be this bad.
Do y'all feel like the NFL landscape is kind of shifting right now because we're seeing so many different and what I mean by this is since we're seeing so many teams, it used to be the game is pass, 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 pass. Now we're seeing worse lines, do you think that offense is low key dying in the NFL right now?
Nah, I don't. I think it's just early in the season, man. Like a lot of passing is rhythm based and timing based and chemistry based. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So early in the season, when guys aren't playing preseason no more, it takes a while for offensives to get going. But running game, that's one of the easiest things to scheme up in the NFL. You know what I mean? Running game, I mean, you just tell the O-line, block here, block there, and the running back know where to go. You know what I'm saying? Just follow the hole. Just follow the hole. So running game is easy to scheme up versus passing game where it takes reps, it takes time, and it takes chemistry between guys. You know what I mean? So I think that's why we're seeing a bit of a slower start with the passing more than normal. But I mean, you look around the league, right? You look at what Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford did, last week against the Lions. They lit the Lions up. You look at Baker Mayfield, what he's doing with his guys in Tampa. You look at Derek Carr. These are guys, quarterbacks, receivers who have been together for a while now. So they're off to a better start. But you look at some of these other teams, Trevor Lawrence, with his new weapons in Jacksonville. He ain't used to them guys quite yet. So I think that's all it is more than anything.
How y'all feeling about the Browns right now, man?
Down. Yeah, it's going down. But even though they had their recent hand clap game, I don't know. I'm not sold on them.
Me neither, man. I'm gonna be honest. Off the field issues aside, I like the zone. I like the Deshaun Watson as a player, but this don't feel like the same Deshaun Watson.
Not at all. He don't move the same. He's not making the same type of decisions. It's different.
Like, man, I
hope
don't know.
he figure it out, man.
Like,
on paper, they always got a decent squad.
The squad actually don't look half bad on paper, man.
Look, man, Amari Cooper, we putting you on watch, bro.
Oh, for sure.
We putting Amari Cooper on watch, bro. Yeah, good career. Shout out Bama product. But it's time to get into podcasting, my brother.
Yeah, I released him from fantasy this week. He gave me a headache. But I'm gonna be honest though. Yeah, for sure. He got released after week 2. I'm gonna be honest though, man. I think it's panic mode for the Browns because your offense looks horrible. They're not 0-2, but the offense looks horrible.
I don't know, man. They 1-1. We'll see. It's still early in the season. I ain't gonna panic. I just feel indifferent about them right now. I want to see some more tape. You know what I mean? Especially we know what that defense is capable of. You know
Exactly,
what
and
I'm
that's
saying?
what makes me so mad.
But sneakily, we look at the Browns, man. Their best stretch last year was when they had a different man at quarterback.
Yep.
Okay, so I think I'm very concerned. You know, like I was a big fan of Deshaun when he was at Clemson, when he was in Houston. He always played very well there. But I think just with everything that he's gone
Yeah,
through,
his off the field issues.
I don't condone of obviously, but I think that's really shaking him. His confidence, his mindset,
He don't
and
even
also
look the same.
just being in a new system. You know what I mean? Compared to what he was running in Houston.
Yeah. I feel
But
like there's a lot of his own fans that don't like him either. Though. I feel like he's trying to adjust to that.
We forget too, that man has shoulder surgery. You know what I mean? He's coming straight off shoulder surgery. So, I mean, we looked at Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers. We gave them a pass. We said, oh, they'll figure it out. But we're not giving Deshaun the same pass. So he's coming off shoulder surgery that he just had, I think, torn labrum, right? So obviously it's probably going to take him a little while. He might not be 100% yet.
Well, let's move on. What is the most impressive win or most outstanding win from week 2, you guys? Just one game.
Go ahead, Rico.
I'm trying to think. Man, actually, I ain't even got to think. Usually my Falcons, for sure.
He just wanted to set that
up. Get out of here, man.
He wanted to set that up.
Big time, for sure, for sure. Come on now. Prime time, for sure.
All right. We ain't got to go into too many details because I definitely think we're supposed to talk about this later. But my one big time win for this week, Saints, y'all did a great thing. But Vikings, that is
bro, that was mine.
That's my big time win for this week. Sam Darnold looking like a different person. He not seeing ghosts no more.
They went away.
And I'm gonna be honest, that game showed you that I'm gonna be honest. What we already knew about Justin Jefferson, best receiver in football, arguably him. And he talked about him compared to Garrett Wilson. And somebody brought up the quote that
response.
Hey, somebody brought up the quote. The first time, I don't know. The first time I heard it was Cat Williams. He said a Chrysler 300 looked like a Phantom till the Phantom pulled up. That Phantom pulled up, and man, I'm gonna be honest. At the end of that game, I wish we could play clips. Sam Darnold had an amazing throw, man. You know, I'm a sucker for good mechanical.
I knew it. Hey, when I seen it, I almost sent it to you because I knew you was gonna say this.
That throw was amazing. Coming down in between 3 defenders, back shoulder, falling down where only my guy can catch it, and he won't be hospitalized. That is an amazing throw. This doesn't look like the Sam Darnold from the Jets. Man, I'm going to overreact. Sam Darnold, welcome back.
You know what that made me think of sometimes, man? Like, we take these quarterbacks like Sam Darnold, you know, Zach Wilson. We might talk about Bryce Young a little bit later, but these quarterbacks that are drafted high, all the talent, they can make throws like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But when you put them in certain systems with certain coaches, with certain pressure, see that that same throw, if he makes it in New York, it gets picked off and everybody says Sam Darnold sucks. Why is he throwing to this? Why is he doing that? But because he's in Minnesota with coaching staff that believes him, he knows the system like the back of his hand, he's slicing and dicing. Now all of a sudden, he's a great throw, throwing with anticipation. It's just funny how the results. This is a result-based business. And sometimes that can be fair, sometimes that's unfair. And I feel like we look at some of these quarterbacks, you know, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, quarterbacks that we played the results with. So we talk about guys like Bryce Young. I'm not going to give up on him yet. Caleb Williams, I know he's got a shaky start. I'm not going to give up on him yet because it's the results that we're really emphasizing sometimes. Instead of saying, hey, what happens if we take this guy and put him in a system and put him with weapons that will really maximize his abilities?
And you know what kind of bothers me that NFL teams do? And I think this is a great segue. Let's use Bryce Young as the perfect example. And I'm going to use New England as another example because I feel like New England should have did this year, but New England might be so bad again this year that it doesn't matter. I feel like, one, If you're getting a rookie quarter, and this is why I kind of salute what the Bears did. You got a rookie quarterback coming in. You know that you need a quarterback. Why not go get everything else, move this stuff around, so that at least when he comes in, he has a fighting chance. Like, perfect example. I was one of them ones that I didn't think the Patriots per se. If the guy you didn't want wasn't there, say Drake May, if they were stuck on Drake May, right? He wasn't there, or you couldn't get him. Whatever happened, I say you go get Malik Neighbors. You go get a weapon, or go get a lineman. Go do something that when your guy get, you know what I'm saying? When you get a chance to get your guy, he's he has a fighting shot. And that's the thing, and that's what kind of aggravates me. And I look at young quarterbacks because I think it was Mel Kiper said this, or somebody said it, where all quarterbacks that are in the NFL, no matter who you are, what your name is, you can throw the ball. That's not the difference. The differences come with what's up here, what you see, and the staff that's behind you. That's exactly what it come down to. Because I guarantee you put any NFL quarterback somewhere right now where they just doing whatever, they're gonna make some of the craziest and sexiest throws you have ever seen. Before the draft a few years ago, I saw Malik Willis throwing dimes on a dot in a hotel lobby with people around. So you know these guys can make these throws, but it's about the mentality of it. It's about what you're seeing on this side. Perfect example, Kurt Benkert, big Madden player now, was in the NFL for a sneeze. I watched him in college throw an 80-yard bomb. So these guys, they have it, but it's about what you're surrounded. Everybody, and that's what just irritates me.
It all come back to situation. That's how it goes.
Now, when Bryce Young go thrive somewhere else,
I think he could. I really think
I do too. And we was talking about Bryce Young be gone. Hey, Bryce Young in Cleveland.
Nah, I think the height really, really hurts him, man, more than anything. And obviously, like he excelled at Bama. That's a pro system. He's surrounded by pros, and in the SEC, he's playing pros all the time. So we know that he can process. We know that he can make throws. We know that he can win big time games or big time moments. But I think the two biggest things really, hurt him is his confidence and his size. Because you seen that clip going around where he has to jump just to make a check down pass to the right. That's kind of scary from our quarterback.
Yes, but I feel like he can beat the size thing. But two things, he can't beat the confidence. You're right. You have to develop that. And he can't beat that his team is basically rooting against him. Sitting behind Andy Dalton, to me, it doesn't hurt you because you're gonna suck anyway. So why am I gonna keep throwing my rookie to the wolves when we're gonna suck anyway? If I'm Carolina, fire everybody in the front office, go pay Bill Belichick however much money he want, and get y'all some guys in here that can fix some stuff. Even if it ain't Bill, just get you some guys in here that can fix because there's no reason that you let DJ Moore go. You let Shaquille Barrett go. Was Shaquille Barrett? I think I just called the wrong name. Did I just call the wrong name?
Yeah.
I did. Brian Burns. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Where are you Shaquille Barrett from? Now you got Big D Brown. He out for the season. So you just keep getting worse. Now it's like J.C. Horn in the doodle box out there. So like, if you're gonna be bad,
that's the other thing, man. They ain't drafted well at all. I mean, think about their past couple draft picks. Who could you name? How many of them can you name, other than Bryce Young and Leggett?
I would say it's probably about it. Yeah, J.C. Horn, but
J.C. Horn All Pro. No. My point.
It's hard to be an All-Pro though, but I get what you're saying. And we got to look at, they always have fairly good draft. They drafted Derek Brown. Not an All-Pro, but one of the better interior D linemen in the league. Wait, did they draft Derek? Hold on. Did Atlanta draft Derek Brown?
I had to look into that real quick.
Let me fact check this real quick. Y'all keep going. I believe Atlanta drafted Derek Brown.
He's an Auburn product. You know how that go, man. You know how them Auburn cats be, bro. Nah, Carolina drafted him.
No, Carolina drafted him. Okay, well, yeah.
Derrick Brown. All right.
But that's it though.
We name it like average people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
say average to be
I get
disrespectful,
what you're
but
saying though. Yeah, I get what you're
you
saying.
look around, you look at the Dolphins, for example. They go out there, they get Tua, they get Jalen Waddle, and then they go trade for Tyreek. Or you look at, a team like the Texans, you know what I'm saying, who bring in CJ Stroud, but they also drafted Will Collins, Will Anderson. They were aggressive to get Will Anderson. Tank Dell, you know what I'm saying? So it's just certain stuff, like certain teams, you look around, they're making good, smart moves, good, smart decisions. And then you look at the Panthers, they ain't doing nothing over there.
Panthers just panthering it up.
They trading away their talent.
Yeah.
Why are we traded? I'm sorry. Why are we traded DJ Moore and we're trying to get a franchise quarterback?
In y'all's opinion, is the city of Carolina the worst ran city in sports right now? Like as far as the places that have multiple teams,
the Hornets,
the way they've been ran,
and the Panthers. I don't know, man. The Hornets are another team who can't draft good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, but I know we ain't talking about basketball right now, but I'm very high on Brandon Miller this coming year. I wasn't really a fan of him in college, but I think he's going to be a good pro. But we're going to say that for October type beat.
Yeah. But, yeah, I believe Charlotte is up there for one of the worst ran cities as far as, especially places that have multiple teams.
I know they fans tired of this, but I know they tired.
Washington is a close second, though.
And they got Duke and UNC holding it down for them.
And they ain't even been that great recently.
Whoa, who hasn't been great?
No, I'm saying as far as like winning chips and stuff, not like how we used to them. I think UNC got one in the last 5 years, don't they?
Yeah, they got
it.
Sean, you the main man that say regular seasons don't count.
I mean, they've been solid, bro. Like Duke and UNC,
yeah,
they've had good tournament runs. They've had good teams. UNC made it to the championship a couple years ago.
Okay.
Anyway,
moving on. Glad you said that about the Dolphins. Trying for some true and false. True or false? Tua should retire. Yes, I do. I don't want to see him that's just scary. You don't want to see somebody constantly getting hurt and hit like this, man. That's not fun. That's not it. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to see that happen to somebody. I think that's a very scary situation, a very serious situation. We've seen him get 3-4 concussions in the last 2 seasons. And I want to make he don't know how to slide this in the third line. It doesn't matter. He's still hurting himself. Tua, you got a family. You done made a little bit of money, man. Get out while you still can walk and function properly.
Should he retire? Yes. If I were him, I'm out. Hey, I'm out there. I'm collecting these checks. Hey, I'll be easy. I'm going to work for ESPN. But will he retire? Absolutely not. And we already seen it. The Dolphins put him on IR. He's going to return at some point this season. I feel like, those Guardian caps that those guys can wear?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's going to come back wearing one of those Guardian caps. But it's going to be different, seeing a quarterback wearing that. I don't know how that's going to work.
That's the helmet that kind of look like the whale in the front?
Yeah. Them big old helmets that protect you from getting hit.
I also wouldn't be surprised to see him wear, the little shock collar, they call them. The little ones that go on your neck that protect guys too. I'll probably see him getting one of them too. Finesse, what you think? True or false? Tua should call it a quit.
I mean, if you talking about as far as his health, of course, I feel like it's been too frequent. Like he's had too many in a short span of time. It's getting dangerous, like in dangerous territory. But like Sharm said, will he do it? No. He definitely not retiring.
It's
Like
scaring me
he
because
gonna
I'm
have to be
seeing his
carted out the
hands do
field and
this.
like not be able to play no more for him not play. I feel like that's just a competitive nature though, man. That's how it goes.
And that's sad, man. I feel bad for him because you can't control how your body breaks down and reacts to stuff. That's the part that kind of sucks for him.
What's his name brought up a good point, man. I think it's Nate Burleson. And he was like, it's very difficult because this is a head injury. You know, in 2 weeks you feel perfectly fine, but now they tell me I can't play football no more, even though I feel fine physically, mentally, all that. It's not like a knee injury where that thing lingers. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
the biggest thing too, I gotta think about, man, is his family and his future. That's more important than this football junk. You already done made
Exactly.
your money. You had somewhat success in the league. You had somewhat success in college. You know what I'm saying? So nobody gonna fault him if he decides to walk
To
away.
hang it up.
Because at the end of the day, man, I'd rather you be young and retired like Andrew Luck than to see you, turn to Brussels sprouts
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and
Peas
carrot
for brain,
sticks.
squash for
You know what
brain.
I'm
You don't
saying?
need all that.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the biggest, one of the first times I ever saw, the first times I ever saw like bad CTE and this stuff was when Junior Seau did what he did. And I'm gonna tell anybody, if you think the head injuries are a joke, please go look up what I'm not gonna bring it up on here. Look up Walter Payton after football, and that should tell you everything you need to know. And that's why you see these guys: Barry Sanders retire young, Megatron, Luke Kuechly retire young, what Andrew Luck, Patrick Willis is another one who retired fairly early. Like man, these
I
guys,
remember with
man,
Megatron, them injuries did start piling up
oh man,
quickly.
you got to see his hands.
Oof.
Like they say, Matt Stafford throw hard. Go look at Megatron hands, and that show you how hard Matthew Stafford throw that ball. So yeah, man. But moving on to some more lighter news. Tua, please get well soon. Though.
For sure.
The Saints being a dangerous team,
He
I'm gonna say true in the terms of the NFC South. I don't think they're dangerous for anyone outside of the NFC South.
I wouldn't say that, but I'll say true though. I'll say
Who are
true.
they better than outside the NFC South teams?
I'm not finna get into this
Cowboys.
with you, bro.
Ah, leave the
Potential.
Cowgirls alone.
I'm gonna just say, bro, the Saints, they bring in a new OC and they just look like a completely different team. A lot more motion, a lot more play action. Derek Carr's in the groove. We know how Derek Carr gets, man. Every election year, Derek Carr goes off, man. So we gonna see. I feel like their real test is gonna be this week when they're playing the Eagles. But their offensive line is playing well. The Eagles secondary is kind of shaky to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Very shaky.
And their defense is playing well, which the Saints, they're known for good defense. So
Well, the Eagles line
Kamara,
don't look great to me, bro.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, for all my gamblers out there. I'm putting everything on the Saints this week, man, because I wouldn't be surprised if they shredded the Eagles.
Okay.
Because the Eagles can't get pressure on the quarterback, and the Eagles have a Parmesan cheese secondary. But back to the Saints, man, it's really starting with Alvin Kamara. He's
Yes,
having a
he's
career
looking
year right
amazing.
now. He's extremely hot. One of the front runners for Offensive Player of the Year so far. But when you're able to establish that running game around Derek Carr, and then you can get penetration deep, because we know he likes that deep ball with Rashid Shaheed. They have that amazing connection together. You're playing right into Derek Carr's strengths. That's exactly what he likes to do, and that's why he's been playing so well. Teams have not been able to take it away so far.
But without, being on their head too much, Chris Olave, thank you for deciding to show up this week because you were going to irritate me.
Did he show up?
He had 88 yards on 4 catches.
Did he
That's
show
better than
up?
He did.
better than
He did a little
better than
something.
better than 2 catches on 11 yards, son.
He didn't show up for my fantasy team. I know that much.
Oh man,
I can't help you with that one, brother.
you lost me there, man. It's over with.
When Alvin Kamara can rush for 180 on 20 attempts, I give Alvin Kamara the ball too.
Mm.
What's going on? Huh? When Alvin Kamara can get you 115 rushing yards and 65 receiving yards, I'm giving AK the ball too, brother. I'm gonna just be honest.
No
Now,
question.
another true or false: should Justin Fields remain the starter in Pittsburgh? True, because I feel like you got to chance it. I know Russell kind of got a raw deal, but Justin Fields hasn't played horrible yet. And I say yet because we know what can happen. But for all intents and purposes, one of the bigger weaknesses for that team is the wide receiver position. So, for everything, I say let him rock till he don't, honestly.
I think it's false, man. I don't know. I don't know what Rico thinks, but for me, I think Justin Fields should stay the starter until they lose,
That's
which
what
they're
I say,
about to.
yeah.
Which they're about to lose this week to the Chargers. Bolt up, baby. But for me, you look at what Justin Fields is doing. Yeah, he's winning games, but they've really been winning on the legs of their defense. And at the end of the day, he's not throwing the ball to the middle of the field at all. And I think that's going to hurt them because at the end of the day, you need to use the middle of the field if you want to go anywhere as an offense. They scored 13 points this week, 16 points last week. They're not lighting the league up at all.
Oh
You know,
no.
so I think that they
Not
need
offense.
Russell Wilson to come in because he's a more dynamic passer and he can operate the offense a little bit better. I have one more point, but I'll let Rico say his thoughts.
I'm a, I'm gonna say true because I don't. Well, at least I don't feel like they should try to like if he cooking, I don't feel like they should move anything because making a QB change like that, it'll mess up the whole team. And he,
Especially when you got two guys that didn't play there last year either.
his targets could be a little better though. I ain't gonna lie. And Najee Harris, I don't even know what to think about him no more.
He playing better as of right now. So
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I seen this from him before. I just gotta see him keep it up.
Listen, man, somebody told me once, I forgot who, but they were saying in the NFL, it takes 3 games for teams to figure you out. We on week 2 of Justin Fields in Pittsburgh. Let's look at week 3. Let's look at week 4. See how that goes. Because that's why sometimes you see some guys come into a game. Oh, they light it up. Look at Josh Dobbs last year. Ooh, Josh Dobbs.
He got so much media coverage. Oh,
Josh Dobbs lighting it up.
he's an astronaut.
They figured him out.
astronaut.
They figured him out. And I think that's what's happening right now with Justin Fields. Once these teams figure out he can't pass to the middle of the field, guess what they're going to do? Take away the outside. Guess what they can finna do? Hey, George Pickens, we sending 2 at you. Go ahead, score.
Shoot, they ain't got to send 2 at him. He been rough. They ain't got to send 2 at George. You can send 1 for sure. He ain't Megatron. He just George Pickens.
But the Steelers defense is playing extremely well right now. Shout out to him, man. Mike Tomlin, he's a hell of a coach, man.
Do you think that I'll save it for later. I'll save it for the hot seat watch. Do you think that if he doesn't have a winning year this year, they let him go regardless of what happened?
Nah.
Mike Tomlin.
Nah, I don't think so. I think for Tomlin, it'll take 1 or 2 bad years in a row for him to get out.
And one of them gonna have to be really bad.
Because I just wonder, like, man, they're always consistently at that point. But I'm like, man, is there ever a point where, we don't have negative records, but we also aren't winning anything?
But look at I compare a lot to what happened to Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? Bill Belichick was there for 3 years after Brady left, and then finally they parted ways. So I think that's what's going to happen with Tomlin. But that's just how good organizations are run, man. And again, we can circle back to the Panthers a little bit. The Panthers, part of why they're having all this problem is because as soon as they go on a losing streak, they firing 12 people.
I'm saying all at the same time.
Good organizations understand that it's about continuity, it's about loyalty, and it's about respect. You know what I'm saying? So this is a team, a franchise that has a lot of respect for Mike Tomlin. I don't see them firing him after everything he's done for that franchise. They're not just going to fire him off the cuff. It's going to take a lot more for them to do that.
Okay. Now, true or false? The Bills are the AFC favorites. Um, that's still a false for me because that got the voice of a frog. He's still gonna make some shake. It's
Who
hard for
won
me to,
5?
yeah, it's hard for me to bet against him, man. No matter what the team is, it's hard for me to bet against him.
Mm.
He might not be perfect, but brother, it's so hard for me to bet against him. Every time I say they're gonna do bad, they end up doing something crazy. I do
I
think though.
ain't gonna bet against him. I'll bet against his teammates though.
Oh, for sure. I do think though, and I'll leave it at this. Whoever has that one seed in the AFC, that's who probably end up coming out because they had a home field advantage. So if the Bills can get the one seed, then I have a lot more faith in them. Because, like you said, Patty teammates be pattying.
Listen, man, I think the Bills are playing extremely well. They go on the road Thursday night, division opponent, and just whoop up on them. And I think what we're seeing out of their defense, I had a lot of question marks about their defense because they let a lot of pieces go. Matt Milano, who was one of the best linebackers in the league, he's out with injury right now. So I had a lot of concerns about their defense, but they've been holding up. Like he said about Von Miller, he's escaping watch for
Trying to
now.
beat no watch allegation.
For now, he's escaping watch, but their secondary is playing well at 2. Shout out to Damar Hamlin holding it
I
down.
was just going to say, DeMar Hamlin with 8 tackles in this game. This in the TFL is crazy.
I mean, sheesh.
I know they're filming a documentary on this. But
Oh yeah, you know to be big cameras out there. Oh yeah.
I thought he was gonna be the Madden cover, man.
Nah, they go too far in.
They don't like him that much. He could be in the background and see him making a tackle.
Hey, they got his teammate Josh
Williams.
Allen instead. That's what happened. They got his teammate Josh Allen instead. But listen, I think Josh Allen is the MVP front runner right now. I think he's been playing extremely well football so far. They take away his weapons, but he's playing patient. And that's the thing we've always said about Josh Allen. He's a good quarterback, but he can be impatient sometimes and put the ball in harm's way. But he ain't doing that. He's going out there. He's managing the games. They're running the ball extremely well. I think the Bills are going to be in the Super Bowl, man. That's my pick for right now.
Fred, what you thinking?
So you got the Bills and the Bengals?
No. Preseason, I picked the Bengals. But right now, I'm saying the Bills.
Like Rico Shiesty for news. Let me know something, man. Who you got? Are they the favorites right now?
I'm gonna still say false. I need to see a little more. I'm gonna say false.
Who is your favorite? Mine's Mr. 1-5.
Easily. Like it's still Patrick Mahomes right now. Like he for me to not believe in Patrick Mahomes that much, like it had to be
that arm got to fall off.
It had to be something catastrophic, man. Like he's not even on the field no more. Like
Andy Reid got to have an issue or something.
First of all, I'll say
Travis
this.
Kelce got to pick it up though.
Oh man,
I'll say this. If Buffalo is going into Arrowhead and playing the Chiefs, I'm picking the Chiefs to win in the playoffs. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's what I said. That first seed is going to be important.
But second of all, other than the Chiefs, is there a team in the AFC y'all see the Bills losing to? Are they losing to the Bengals? Are they losing to the Ravens?
No, because both of them teams that you just said, offensive line has been a little bit wonky. So
okay, how about team with a good O-line? Are they losing to the Chargers? Let's be real.
I feel like we gotta revisit the conversation.
I don't. Okay, look.
No, they're not losing to the Chargers, man.
I know they're not losing to the Chargers, but I have to give, even though I'm a known Herbert hater, I have to give credit where credit is due. I do. They are playing extremely well right now, and if they can keep this up, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that they're just head and shoulders over the Bills.
Listen,
I would not say that.
I'm one of the biggest Chargers fans you'll meet. I am very concerned about this team. They beat up on 2 bad teams so far. When they play a good team, we'll know for sure what they're like.
I mean, yeah, the thing about it, and I'm gonna let this go after this because we got to keep moving on. The thing about it, yes, the Chargers have played some bad teams. Yes, indeed. But I'm gonna be honest, ain't them the teams we want them to look dominant against? If they looking shaky, you know what I'm saying? We gotta build a confidence from somewhere. If we looking shaky against these teams,
I
and
think
they look
I think
significantly better than both.
I
But
think and we last point and we move on. I think defensively the Chargers are looking the way we want them to. Offensively, they're still looking pretty bad, pretty rough. And I don't know if that's because Herbert has missed, the latter part of camp. He's been dealing with his own injuries. I don't know if that's what it is. He looked fine against the Panthers, but that's the Panthers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And first of all, week 1 against the Raiders, I'm kind of revisiting that game because the Raiders defense, I think the Raiders defense is actually legit. And we don't give their defense enough credit. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking that, but
So
I was definitely thinking that.
Herbert struggled, and their offense struggled in week 1, but maybe that's just because they're playing a really good defense. That's why I'm saying a good team, we just got to see it. But let's be honest, we're not picking the Chargers to beat the Bills right now in a playoff game in Buffalo.
No, but I may pick y'all to finish second in that division if y'all can hold together like this.
First, baby, we finishing first, man. KC's over with. It's Charger Nation, bro. Chargers on top. Bolts up.
Shout out Joe Alt.
What's up?
Working man. Dog. DAWG. But all right, moving on to our next little set of events. Let's get into the rookie watch, people. The rookie watch. I'm gonna start backwards. CERN got me something decent, but I gotta start backwards. Brock is looking just like the Brock at Georgia. Brock is looking just like Brock at Georgia. Picked up right where we left off. He hadn't hit the end zone yet, but it's coming very, very soon. And I think that Brock and Devontae Adams thing, and this should tell you something, Raiders, because y'all played in Josh Jacobs' face, and y'all let him go somewhere else, and he's still productive when y'all could have had a decent big trio of Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Brock Bowers that would have took a lot of pressure off the lackluster play, or Minshew isn't playing as lackluster as you think, but that would have took a lot of pressure off of Gardner Minshew if you still had Josh Jacobs. I'm just going to say
that. I think the Raiders are very fortunate that the stupid Falcons took Michael Penix because I think Brock Bowers is elite and he fell right into their lap. And I think they can get a better quarterback in this upcoming draft.
Should do it to the Raiders?
Maybe.
I'm playing.
I'm thinking more of another Georgia boy, Carson Beck.
Man. I hope he does good though. I don't pray on everybody now. I hope he does well. Because I'm not a Carson Beck fan, but he has played well this season without all of the weapons that he had in previous years. I have to give him credit for that. So yeah, I think we all in agreement. Brock is that guy.
Oh, for sure. Seamless.
Now, let's talk about them Bayou boys. Let's talk about how Malik Neighbors is single-handedly keeping Daniel Jones from getting a CDL. Man. Malik Neighbors is single-handedly kept Daniel Jones from getting a CDL. Everybody was talking, man, Daniel Jones looked nice. I'm like, Daniel Jones had 178 passing yards, and 127 of them went to one person. Shout out Devin Singletary, though. He looked nice. But chill out. But Malik Neighbors is looking like why Sherm had him as the number 1 receiver on the board. So Sherm, I gotta hand it over to you immediately here.
Hey, remember I told you, man, I said Neighbors, best receiver. I wasn't that high on Marvin Harrison. Even though he went off in week 2, I thought Neighbors was the better receiver because he's shiftier, he's quicker, he has more twitch. I think him and Daniel Jones, they showed me. So I actually watched that game, from start to finish. I liked what I saw out of him and Daniel Jones' connection. You know what I'm saying? The Giants, man, it's just awful, man. Talk about another team that just needs a total reset, man. But I think they need to be very optimistic about Neighbors. He's one of them studs, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you kind of brought up Marv. The thing about Marv, like we said, they're two different guys. They're two completely different guys. Marv is a deep threat. We know this. He he need like 10, 15 yards to make his presence known. Malik can take that thing 2 yards and go 70. They're two different guys. But Finesse, talk to me, Malik Neighbors.
Oh, he for sure that guy. It's not even a question. I feel like we all kind of knew that going in, though. Like, even if we ain't having him at the number one spot, he that boy for sure. I'm gonna lie to you.
Moving to the other
He
side.
definitely still my runner for offensive rookie of the year, though, for sure.
Joe Alt got that locked up, buddy. But moving on to the other side, my QB1 from this year, if he could just learn how to stop getting hit like a rag doll, was Jaden Daniels. And what you think of Jaden Daniels, man?
A lot of upside.
I was very concerned about him pre-draft, but he's showing signs, that he's going to be a capable quarterback in the league. But like you said, he takes way too many hits right now. There was one hit in particular in the game. He got absolutely popped, and he had to come out, sit out of play. And I'm just thinking, for all that we just saw about Tua with his concussion stuff, man, those hits add up over time. So Jaden Daniels, he's going to have to learn to protect himself. But as a pro quarterback, he's shown me something. Okay. Now, granted, they ain't put up 6 at all. Yeah. It was all field goals. So they're going to have to learn how to execute when it comes to the red zone. Because they have way too many weapons on offense, man. You got Terry McLaurin, you got Austin Eckler, Ryan Robinson, and you got Jaden Daniels' legs. They got way too many weapons out there to not be converting in the red zone, man.
You just named 2 people that almost made me throw up, brother. You got to chill.
Who?
Relax.
Austin Eckler and Terry. Me and Terry got beef from like 2 years ago. So
Terry McLaurin just disappointed me.
Horrible,
but he's disappointed me because for so long we said, he had a bad quarterback. But at a certain point, man, it's on you as a receiver. I'm sorry.
And it's hard for me to use bad quarterbacks.
We've seen good receivers put up numbers with bad quarterbacks.
Justin
at a certain
Jefferson
point, it's not the quarterback. It's on you, Terry. So he's really been disappointing me, man.
Yeah. All right. Last but certainly not least, a game that I watched all the way through. Primetime bear down moment. Caleb Williams is looking rough. Looking very rough. Now, granted, at least this week, he for sure played against an elite level defense this week and a coach who schemes. Then D'Amico Ryans, who's a defensive first coach. He has some moments where he looked good though. I will give him that. Like for example, his ability to extend the play right now is very, very well. I have to take a very good note of that. 2 picks. Some of the stuff I can't per se blame him for. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rookie stuff, man. It's timing. It's a lot that goes into it. I think he'll be fine as he goes on, but as of right now, it's looking rough with Caleb Williams. But I'm not going to overreact too much because we are 2 games into a 17-game season. And, yeah, like we talked about, man, it's 2 games. So, how y'all feeling?
I mean, I still feel like he could turn around, but, yeah, it's going to have to be a whole team effort, though. Like the whole, everybody going to buy in.
Ain't no team effort, bro. The way I see it, their defense is playing excellent, amazing. They got one of the best defenses in the league. Mm-hmm. DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, we know what they bring to the table. DeAndre Swift, he got to show up. Okay, their O-line is a bit worse than what we expected, I think, coming in. But I'm looking at Caleb Williams, man. And Bill Belichick said this. Bill Belichick was all over this, man. He doesn't do the simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that flashy showboating, running around, doing these passes, all that stuff is good in college. But they don't need that. The Bears need you to come in and manage the game. That's all he had to do. If he just went in and was a game-managing quarterback, dissecting the defense and just dinking and diming to his guys, they win that game. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to do too much. I think he has that thing where I'm the number 1 pick. I'm the guy. I'm this. I'm that. He needs to humble himself, go out there and just play football. You're not the brand. You're not the brand, Caleb Williams. The brand is the Chicago
The Chicago
Bears.
Bears. Yeah, you're just Caleb Williams.
So
He went from being the guy
going
to
in
another
there, I
guy.
think he's trying to do a lot, man. He's trying to do too much.
No, I agree with that statement, Jerry. I ain't gonna lie. I do.
Yeah, he
I agree
went
with that
from the
statement
guy to
wholeheartedly.
just another guy.
Yeah. I feel like he realizing this, that he realizing that too. He realizing that.
I think he'll get better as the season goes on. But I didn't have the Bear. I don't know who had the Bears slated to just be this, like legit playoff team. I don't know who had them contended to be that though. Outside of Bears fans. Yeah, but
yeah. I didn't. I think a lot of people overreacted seeing all the pieces that they brought in, but I never expected them to be a playoff team. I thought they would be about a 7-win team. You know what I'm saying?
I expect them to be competent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're still on pace for that.
7 wins. I was gonna say 7. Yeah. I told them 7 wins is still a good season for you, considering you were dog water last year. You should have lost. And you should have lost
right about what they won last year.
Last year, yeah, they should have lost week 1, but Will Levis got. I don't want to talk about Will Levis.
But here's my other point, man. If I'm the Bears, I feel like they should have brought in a veteran quarterback, and they should have said, Caleb Williams, you're going to sit your rookie year, and you're going to come in your second year, and that's when you're going to start and take off. Because I think if he had sat a year, he would have ironed out some of these mistakes that he's making right now. Because the way I see him, man, it's very similar to Patrick Mahomes, what he was doing at Texas Tech. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech was raw. He was doing a whole lot of doo-doo-headed plays. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then he sat for a year behind Alex Smith in Andy Reid's system. They said, this is what we expect out of you. This is where you should go with the ball. When the defense does this, you do that. I'm looking at Caleb Williams the other night on, Sunday night? The defense is showing one thing, and he's shifting the line. And the next thing you know, he's getting somebody right next to him tapping him on the shoulder because he's shifting the the protections wrong.
Because Will Anderson was all over him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not the brand, dude. Trust your offense, trust your coaching staff. And then once we progress in your career, then we can start adding, protections, changing some stuff around.
Exactly. You need to listen to
your second game as a rook. Like, come on, man.
I'm gonna be honest though. The biggest help to him is that light-skinned, bald-headed man is gonna be the biggest help to him. Keenan Allen is gonna be one of the biggest helps to him. Keenan was, I'm talking about Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen was help coaching on the sideline. I think Keenan Allen is gonna be one of, because he don't have, like you said, he don't have a veteran QB. So Keenan Allen is gonna be one of the big guys because Keenan Allen is a consistent contributor. He's always been very solid. He's always been a good receiver, and I'm gonna be honest. He knows what he needs to do. Keenan Allen has played with some good quarterback play, especially coming from playing with Justin Herbert. So Keenan Allen is going to know what you need to do to get here. So I feel like he'll be fine eventually. But, yeah, right now, Caleb, you're not the table, brother. You got to bring something to it first. You're not the table.
And I always think it's crazy, man, when these teams draft young players to be the franchise, but they don't put veterans around them. I always think that's crazy. Whether it's NFL or NBA, you know what I'm saying? I think that's crazy that we're going away from putting, because look at the quarterback room in Chicago. They got Tyson Bagent, who's a second-year player, and then the third stringer's a rookie too. Like, that just don't make sense to me, man. Like, you got to put some veterans, man. Like, y'all couldn't go out there and get Tyrod Taylor or something. Like, come on.
Tyrod already spoken for.
Tyrod looking nice, boy.
Yeah, Tyrod already spoken for. Y'all couldn't go out there and get Cam Newton just to come coach.
Nah, Cam Newton is a distraction, bro. That's a problem right there, man.
And I feel so bad.
Up, man.
I feel so bad.
I love Cam, but he's just a distraction right now, But y'all couldn't get, and maybe he just wanted more money, but I'm thinking a guy like Ryan Tannehill.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no reason Ryan Tannehill couldn't be on the squad somewhere.
Well, I think Tannehill,
he about to get spoken for right now.
He wants money and he wants to start. That's why.
Miami's going to speak to him real soon. Yeah, Miami's going to speak to him real soon. And it's crazy because, unpopular opinion, and we're going to move on to our last topic for the night. Ryan Tannehill is going to come in and be productive because he knows he doesn't have to do too much. I think that's what's going to be the thing that gets Ryan Tannehill being get him rolling and being productive because he doesn't have to do too much.
Yeah.
You got Tyreek Hill. Just put the ball on him. That's it. Devontae Achan doing his thing. Put the ball on him. Jalen Waddle, just put the ball on him. But our last topic for the night, hot seat. We got hot and cold. Let's go through this one a little swiftly, fellas. Y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Will Levis. Cold
Hot.
means not in danger.
On fire.
Hot means he's in danger.
Hot,
Burning up.
hotter than the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Burning up. Malik Willis should have got a chance.
No,
Brian Daboll.
Hot.
I think it's
Hot
lukewarm.
by default. I think it's
Yeah,
hot by
I was just gonna
default.
say I think it's very lukewarm for sure. Because part of that issue is a Daniel Jones thing.
For sure. But you know how they go. You know how they
Nick
go.
Sirianni. Hot. Let's see hot.
Ah,
You're what? I think I look.
I'm gonna say lukewarm because it's not there yet, but it's getting there. If they underperform again this season, I think he's out of town.
they're gonna be.
I already said this. I think I said this on a previous podcast, man. We need to bring this clip back. I think they're gonna if they underperform, they're gonna fire Sirianni and they're gonna bring in Bill Belichick.
They're 4-9 in the last. I think they said 12 or 13 games. They're 4-9.
No, 2-9 in their last
2-9.
11.
2-9. Okay, I knew it was something like that.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh. I don't think he's on the hot seat. John Harbaugh is not the only problem they had, and I don't think he is the problem. He's literally doing what he can do. This offensive line is atrocious. That GM fault, because ain't no way you let all them vet linemen walk. GM fault.
I don't know, man.
I'm willing to give you a lukewarm seat. I don't think it's hot though.
I say lukewarm.
I don't think it's hot though. Not as hot as Mr. Deebo Samuel chest should be. Did all that yapping. Hot.
You know I think Debo's hot, bro. First of all, it's documented. They tried to trade him so they could keep Ayuk. So they're already trying to get him out of town. But second of all, he's injured again, man. And that's the thing with Debo. For as great as he is, he just cannot stay healthy, bro. And I think the 49ers are tired of dealing with it. Look at it, too. They got to pay up for Brock Purdy this coming off season. So I think one of the boys going to be gone. It ain't finna be Bosa.
Nope.
It ain't finna be Bosa.
Nope.
So
Fred Warner have a heart attack if Bosa
It ain't finna be Fred Warner either.
Yeah, Fred Warner have a heart attack. Bosa finna be gone.
So it's between Ayuk, Debo, and Kittle. One of them gonna be gone, or Brock.
And I don't think they let Kittle rock. I don't think they let Kittle go.
I think Kittle too important to him besides what he doing on the field.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's a tight end. He's a not. I don't think he's per se a superstar, but he's on a superstar level and is willing to just do whatever to win.
Yeah,
He's a star.
He's definitely a star. Last one, Anthony Richardson. Seat is cold for Anthony Richardson. I know he has a lot he has to improve on, but it's only I don't know. His Anthony Richardson's problem is it's either home run or nothing. He just got to find that balance. It's home run or nothing. That's why I hate that he keeps getting Cam Newton comparison because he's not Cam Newton. He looks closer to Josh Allen than he does to Cam Newton. If we're being realistic, he looks way closer to Josh Allen than Cam Newton.
Because you remember when Josh Allen came in the league, he was
cannon of an arm, extreme dynamic, and can't make a decision.
For all Josh Allen's flaws, though, at this point in his career, he was a lot better of a quarterback than Anthony Richardson is right now.
In year 2?
Yes. Yes, I'm being serious. Don't give me that look. Year 2, Josh Allen was a lot better quarterback than Anthony Richardson is right now. Come on now, he let it seem.
I mean, but Anthony Richardson year 1 only played like I have
2 games. Yeah.
But my point
I get what you're saying.
is we comparing him to Josh Allen. Josh Allen wasn't that raw. He was raw, but he wasn't that raw. So it wasn't surprising to me when Josh Allen turned it around and became one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Anthony Richardson, if we come around, next year and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, I'm gonna be very surprised. Another
I don't
thing,
think
man,
the seat is hot for him.
I'm gonna still say Cole though, because I think he got a little time.
Another thing, man, can somebody find Michael Pittman Jr.?
Can somebody find fantasy team? He finna get released in a minute. Oh yeah.
Can somebody
I ain't
find this
gonna.
man for me? They just paid him, and he ain't nowhere to be found, and it ain't his fault either. He just not getting targets.
So he must ain't hit a lawn that morning. He ain't wake up. It's all
Hey
good.
man, let Michael Pittman get his life together. But you're right, it's not always his fault.
You better
And that's
fast
and
track.
that's another thing we was talking about though. He's gotta learn. And yeah, Sean, I think you're exactly right. It's getting to points where some of these guys needed vets. You're right. Some of these guys did need vets. But
Vince more important, man.
the type of vet that Anthony Richardson need is not in the league right now.
Well, he got
Like
Joe
he's
Flacco.
he got Joe Flacco, but sometimes you want somebody that can at least kind of get to your play style. You know what I'm saying? Him and Flacco not the same. Flacco, and I'm not trying to be funny. Flacco was an elite quarterback, like a dog at one point in time. Him and Flacco play different. Flacco is a gunslinger through and through. That to me, that's not Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is a strong arm athlete. He's not a gunslinger.
I think
Perfect example: Matthew Stafford, Joe Flacco. I'm gonna be honest. Earlier, Aaron Rodgers. These guys cut from some of the same cloth as far as they gunslingers. They gonna get out there. They gonna force that ball down the field. The only difference between Rodgers and all of them, Rodgers had the accuracy to not throw a bunch of picks. But they're all gunslingers in their own respect. Anthony Richardson needs to become that, but he's not a gunslinger right now. He's just not.
But I think 2 points. Number one, I think they're trying to get him to play that style. I think they're
Yes.
trying to get him to become more of a – because if we can start with the gunslinging, make them respect your pass, now that opens a whole lot more for us in the running game, and we can use your legs as a weapon. That's my first point. My second point is this. We compare him to Josh Allen, but I think a better comparison for him is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was very raw as a passer. Very raw as a passer when he was coming in. But what happened with Jalen Hurts, what happened? He sat on the bench for a season and a half, developed his game, learned the pro system, and then eventually he became one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You know what I'm saying? So I think, again, it comes back to that discussion. Is it better for these quarterbacks to start right off the bat when they're still raw? Or is it better for them to sit for a year, to learn, to dissect the game, and then come in? Who knows, man? Because for every Patrick Mahomes, there's also a C.J. Stroud who came right in day one. Was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there's evidence both ways.
I'm not trying to turn this into a Cam Newton episode, but Cam was a day one starter, by the way. He was just
Cam
in
was
Carolina.
cold. Hey,
He was just in Carolina where quarterbacks go down.
the difference with Cam too. Cam was that guy at Auburn, winning Heisman, winning national
Cam was
championship.
ready. Cam was ready. He was one.
He was a grown man in college.
I was just finna say that. I think we really underestimate. Everybody talk about the pro, and that's why I'm like Anthony Richardson's going to be better. And I'm gonna be honest, if he equals up to what Cam Newton is, then you got something there. Just honestly, because Cam did it no weapons. At least he got Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton's who Cam Newton's best weapon was the year they went to the Super Bowl? Devin Funchess and Ted Ginn Jr.
Who?
My boy.
A kick returner. A kick returner. So yeah, man.
I used to be a big Devin Funchess fan, bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with it though, man. I'm gonna be honest. I used to like the Panthers. Like they went 15-1. Cam had
I remember
the
that.
thing going.
They lost to the Falcons.
What did he say? What he said? Hey, watch that wheel route. It happened against my Packers. Watch the wheel route. He said, "Oh, you watch film?
Watch
I
film.
do too.
Watch
come on,
this.
ready." Come on, bro.
Hey, Cam used to go in there, Superman. He used to dab on him, bro. Cam was that guy, bro.
Like, bro,
Cam was that guy.
He really was. And I'm like, if you go back and look at, and I hate this, and I was telling Rico this the other day, Cam Newton he's gonna be a Hall of Famer because he won an MVP award. But Cam Newton is gonna fall victim of recency bias, and my stats don't jump off the paper. Y'all know he never threw for 4,000 yards in the season.
Hey, I might be mistaken. I don't even think they ever had a winning record other than that Super Bowl year.
How many did he have?
He had like 37 or 3,800. I just looked at it the other day. Cam never had a Cam never had a Cam never had a 4,000-yard passing season.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he did his first season. I'm mistaken.
Yeah, that's what
First
I was
season,
thinking.
he had 4,051 yards. That's the only 4,000-yard season he ever had. MVP season, none of that. No, nothing. And he had a few winning seasons. That Super Bowl, well, he had 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, listen,
He had
they
3
went
winning seasons.
they went 12-4, then they went 15-1 that Super Bowl year, and then they went 11-5. That was it.
Now, is that a credit to how bad those teams were, or what we're looking at? I think those teams. I think we remember those teams a lot more fondly than we should have. But hey, shout out to the guy. You know. But man, shout out to you guys for coming through, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments. I saw my uncle in there. I saw Shayla in there. Man, shout out to the regulars, man. Sherm, talk to me, man. How you feeling, man? I feel like this may be one of our best episodes, dog. How you feeling?
I think it's top five for sure.
Rico, talk to me, man.
I can mess with the top 5. I can mess with that.
I think it's top 3, but hey, you know what I'm saying. I think this one up there with that NBA Finals episode, which this for sure up there with that Finals episode, 1,000%. I think the final episode is the best episode in my opinion. Because we had a full staff, Sherm them was winning, so he came through time.
Oh, you know he gonna, yeah.
I think that might have been our best episode for sure. We got to go through them. I'm gonna go through and rank season 1. I want to make us like a little mix of our season 1 stuff. But man, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get these outros out the way. Sherm, talk to me, baby. What you know?
Hey man, shout out to the WNBA. Their season about to end in about 2 days. Playoffs upcoming. Caitlin Clark leading the league in assists. Shout out to the girl. You know what I'm saying? Young lady. She killing the game, proving all the haters wrong. Cam Brink, I'm still waiting on you to answer my DMs.
Keep waiting, my boy.
I ain't got nothing but time.
Rico?
Beat Dirty Bird Nation. Stop playing. Okay, never mind. It getting worse.
Bird that.
Yeah, mid-flight, he said hit the floor.
You feel me? Wait till he realized Kirk 36 coming off of ACL and y'all play the Chiefs this week. It's gonna be fun.
Hey, Kirk Duggins, bro. Kirk Duggins.
Hey, I see some earlier said y'all remember Malibu's Most Wanted. Kirk finna be in there like buddy off Malibu's Most Wanted, man. But hey, man, I'm your host, Mr. J. Shout out to the guys, man, and we out of here, baby. Peace.